Hello and welcome to the Fringe North 2022 Registration Application Guide. When filling out your application, you will notice that there is contact information right at the top of the form. If you need assistance when filling out your form, please contact us. We are more than happy to help. Below this, you will find the email address that will be attached to your form. Please ensure that this matches the email that you wish to be in communication with Fringe North through. Below is some general information about the form. There will be no application fees this year, as costs have been waived. If accepted for a spot in the festival, participation fees, usually $300, will also be waived. This means that you can participate in the festival this year for free. Furthermore, due to grant funding, all submitted shows of 15 minutes in length or longer will receive a guaranteed income of $100 Canadian. This means that you will get paid to participate even without selling tickets. On top of this, 100% of the proceeds from your ticket sales will go directly to you and the artists involved in your show. Guaranteed funding for shorter content will be based fairly according to length. The 2022 festival will aim to have both a digital and in-person component. Any digital content submitted that is under 20 minutes will be paired together with content submitted by other artists to create curated multi-artist shows. The proceeds for multi-artist shows will be divided equally between the number of submissions that have been paired together. So you'll be sharing your ticket sales with the other shows. Fringe North will be reserving 50% of our spots for IBPOC artists. Registration will be open from March 21st to April 30th, 2022. Accepted applicants will be contacted by no later than May 30th, 2022. The first thing that we will need you to fill out on the form is your company name. If you do not have a company name, please list the name of the main artist or artists involved in your show. Next, please provide the name of your contact person. This will be who we are contacting most frequently and should be the name of whoever's email it is associated with. We would also like to know your pronouns so that we can be sure to refer to you as you wish. Next will be the email. This will ensure that if you are signed into the wrong email or don't have a Gmail account when filling out the form, we will have your contact information. This is why we've also asked you to verify the email address below. This is to ensure that if there are any typos, we can still get a hold of you. We will also need you to provide a phone number and any additional contact methods that you prefer. Next, we will need to know if you plan to participate in the festival digitally or in person. There are 4 different options for this year's festival: an in-person performance, a digital pre-recorded content, a digital workshop that will be run through Zoom, or an in-person workshop. If you feel that your submission can fit into more than one category, please contact us or select multiple options. Below, we will need the title of your submission or show. This is important because it will show up in the program of our festival. Please ensure that it is what you wish your submission to be called. Below, we will need the name of the author, playwright, or the originator of the submission, show, or workshop. If the content does not belong to someone else and you haven't purchased rights for it, and it's your own content, you can feel free to put your name for this part of the registration. Next, we will need to know the region of the applicants. The options for this are local within the Algoma district, local within Sioux, Michigan, regional within Northern Ontario, provincial in the province of Ontario, national, which is for other Canadian provinces and territories, the United States outside of Sioux, Michigan, and international other than the United States. Please provide your country in this other section. This information is important for following protocols related to COVID-19. Next, we will need to know the age or ages of artists involved in your submission. Please check all that apply. The different age categories are 11 and under, 12 to 17, 18 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and 51 to 60, and anyone over 60. If you have multiple artists involved in your submission, feel free to check more than one. For individual artists, please indicate whether or not you wish to identify as IBPOC. This would include Indigenous, Black, or a person of culture. For shows with multiple artists, please indicate the estimated percentage of your team that identify as IBPOC, Indigenous, Black, or person of culture. This can include not just the actors, but also playwrights, songwriters, everyone that is involved in the creation of your submission and will be receiving funds as being part of the project. Next in the form, for individuals, please indicate whether or not you wish to identify as being part of another equity-deserving group. This would include anyone who chooses to identify as 2S LGBTQ+, a person with a disability, etc. These are just some examples. If you feel that you fit here, please feel free to include whichever category you wish to identify with. This is why we've left this answer for you to write in rather than a checkbox. For multi-artist shows, please indicate the estimated percentage of your team that identifies as being part of another equity-seeking deserving group. We've also left this as a written answer so that you can include multiple ones if different individuals fall into different groups. Next, we will need to know the length of your performance. Please note that digital content cannot exceed 60 minutes. If you choose longer than 60 minutes for digital content, you will not be included in the festival. Likewise, if your digital content is under 20 minutes, it will be paired with other content. This means that it will still be included in the festival, but the proceeds and ticket sales will be divided between the groups who have been paired together. Next, please indicate the languages that you wish to present in. Please feel free to select more than one if more than one language is involved in your submission. At Fringe North, we welcome submissions in any language. If you are choosing multiple options for this question, for example, if I were to select English and Italian, you may wish to also include the order of languages or about how much the content in your submission falls into each language. This is not necessary, but it may be something that you want patrons to know, and we will do our best to include it in the festival program if you provide further information here. Next, we will need to know the genre of your performance. We understand that many submissions fall into more than one category. Feel free to select as many as you wish in this category. We will do our best to include all of this information or as much of it as will fit into our festival program. Different examples of genres include theater, music, dance, children's, comedy, visual arts, magic, literacy, poetry, and the difference between these two categories is that poetry would be strictly poetry, whereas literacy would be, for example, a written story that you would like to do a reading of, a script, an excerpt. It could be a combination of poetry and story reading, so you can choose multiple options here if it falls into both. Circus, cabaret, immersion, workshop, and of course, we have left another category so that if you feel your submission is not best identified within these categories, you can provide information here. Then we would ask you to please indicate your target audience. This will be included in our festival program to let patrons know what kind of content may be involved in your show. If you are aiming to bring in an audience of children, please select children, and this will focus on 0 to 14 years of age. Then we have adults. Next, we have 14 plus. This means that your content is not suitable for a younger audience. Please do not select this box if your submission could include children, adults, and anyone 14 plus or under. Next, we have 18 plus. This is for content that is not suitable for children or anyone who is a minor. Please only select this box if your submission is only for those who are 18 plus. Finally, we have an option for all ages are welcome. Next in the form, we ask that for those who are participating live or running workshops, you let us know how many times you are hoping for your content to be presented. Please be advised that although we will do our best to match the number of presentations desired, we cannot guarantee the exact number of performances at this time. This will depend on venues, how many artists are involved in this year's festival, and things like that. So please indicate your desired number of performances, and we will do our best to meet those. Next, we would like to know if you would be interested in being considered for the Fringe North Awards. At the end of our festival each year, audiences get to vote on their favorites for each of these categories. The Fringe North Awards has 3 different categories: Most Inspiring, Fantastic Fringer, and Notable Newbie. If you would like to be considered for awards and have your name on the voting list, please select yes for this question. The next question will ask if it is your first time participating in Fringe North. If this is your first time in Fringe North, you will be able to be included in the Notable Newbie category. This category is specific to those who have their first entrance into the Fringe world. Next, we would ask that you please indicate and list any professional associations you belong to. This is particularly important for digital content, as there are certain regulations that need to be maintained. Fringe North will be running from August 18th to 22nd, 2022. In light of the performances being on these days, we ask that you would please advise us of any scheduling requirements that you may have. This will allow us to try and meet that number you provided earlier with the number of time slots with what your availability is. Next up in the form, we ask that you would please advise us of any technical or production needs that you may have. This will help us best support you. Next, we ask that if you have a safety plan or any safety requirements that you wish to inform us of, you please let us know. This can be in relation to your participation as an artist or specific to your content of your show. We will be promoting this year's festival and its participants via local and provincial media, our website, social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please like and follow us at Fringe Sue. As part of our campaign, we will be spotlighting all participants. This includes a small feature in our digital festival pamphlet alongside other artists. The more information that we have from you, the better we can promote you. So this next section will be all about how to provide us with promotional content. First up, we ask that you would agree to allow Fringe North to use any images for promotional purposes. This may be included but not limited to local and provincial media, the Fringe North website, social media platforms, and the festival pamphlet. Please ensure that you check yes for this question, or you will not be included in our program. This may limit the number of ticket sales that you make and could impact your overall revenue. Next, we are curious to know if you would be willing to participate in a virtual podcast answering any questions about your work. This will be recorded and used to promote you on our social media platforms prior to the festival. If you are not yet sure whether or not you want to participate, please check maybe, and we will contact you to find out whether or not you are interested at a later date. This will ensure that you are not left out of the podcast. Next, we are interested in knowing if you would like to participate in a virtual artist roundtable talk. These will be similar to the podcast, but will be with multiple artists and will be live. So the podcast will be pre-recorded and the artist roundtables are live streamed to our YouTube. Similar to the podcast, if you're not yet sure whether or not you'd be interested or have the time to participate, please ensure that you check maybe, and we will contact you at a later date. Next, we would like to know if you are interested in participating in artist takeovers of our Fringe North social media platforms. This will allow you access to our Instagram, Facebook, or other social media to contact our patrons and have conversations with them on a particular day. We will advertise in advance when artist takeovers will be happening so that patrons can keep an eye out and communicate with you. If you are not yet sure whether or not this is something you would like to participate in, again, please check maybe, and we will contact you at a later date for you to make your decision. Next, we would like to know if you are participating in other Fringe festivals or festivals outside of the Fringe world. If yes, please list which ones and where they are located so that we can provide additional support and promotion through our social media. If we're aware that you are participating in another Fringe, we can share their posts on our platforms and engage audiences to know that your submission will be headed to ours as well. This will help increase your ticket sales and awareness that you will be participating in the festival. Next, please include a brief summary, 200 words maximum, explaining your performance and why locals should attend. The fewer words, the better. Patrons like to flip through the program pretty quickly, and having a very succinct summary will allow them to quickly digest what it is that your show will be offering and encourage them to purchase tickets. Further tips on how to create the summary are included in our artist handbook. Next, please include a brief bio, 150 words maximum, of yourself as an artist for solo performances, or of your company or working relationship if there is more than one artist. This could be something like your backstory of why you got into the arts, or different things like that, or company values, the kinds of content your company provides, those kinds of information. If you are having trouble writing this, there are suggested questions in our artist handbook that will help you to create this. Next, we ask that you please upload at least one event image and one photo of yourself or company. These images will be used in our festival program as well as on our social media. We also ask that other materials such as trailers, podcasts, flyers, anything that you would like to share with us so that we can encourage patrons to attend your submission. If you are having trouble uploading, you may also submit materials to datafringenorth@gmail.com. Next, we ask that you please include any social media, website, a YouTube channel, or donation links that you may have. We may be able to link these in our festival pamphlet so that patrons can start to follow you and support you on social media, or even provide further donations beyond their ticket costs. This next section of the form will go over ticketing. Ticket pricing at Fringe North is pay what you can options for patrons, and caps for suggested ticket prices are cut off at $12. You are able to set your own suggested ticket prices so long as they are under this $12 mark. Fringe North will subsidize the difference for pay what you can tickets purchased under this suggested price. First of all, we ask that you fill out what ticket option do you prefer? Free, pay what you can, or pay what you can with suggested ticket prices. The difference between these options are that if your program is free, we will collect any donations, but patrons will not have to pay to get into your show. Pay what you can options will allow patrons to give donations that they see fit without any suggestion as to what that donation should be. Pay what you can with suggested ticket price will offer a price that we suggest patrons pay in the program and at point of sale. With this, if someone cannot afford to pay the suggested ticket price, they will be able to give whatever they can afford, and Fringe North will subsidize the difference. Next, we ask what your preferred suggested ticket pricing is. If you wish for your submission to be free, you can select free again here, same as above. If you wish for us to set that pay what you can suggested price, you can select here and we will choose an option for you. Or you can choose $5, $8, $10, or $12 for your suggested ticket pricing. Next, we ask that you provide a preferred ticket pricing for your Support the Artist tickets. In our festival program, we will also include Support the Artist sale prices. This is to encourage anyone who can afford more than the cost, that is $12 or below for tickets, to give more and support the artists. This will be mentioned separately from the actual ticket price. You can set your Support the Artist ticket prices at $20, $25, over $30, or other. Next, we would like to know how many complimentary tickets you would like for your performance or group. Please add 0 if you are not interested in any complimentary tickets. Complimentary tickets allow you to invite family members or friends to attend the show for free. They will not need to purchase a ticket if they have been given a complimentary ticket. If desired, please provide a donation link that will be shared with patrons in our festival pamphlet. If you have anything like PayPal or a website that takes donations, any links that you have, you can provide here, and we will do our best to link them in the festival pamphlet so that patrons can go in and provide additional financial support if they really liked your show and wanted to tip you, or they wanted to support but couldn't necessarily buy a ticket to make it out to the show. Next, we ask that you would please provide the email address you would prefer your Interact e-transfer to be sent to, a link to your donation page so that we are able to pay you for ticket sales. If neither of these payment options is possible, please be sure to contact suefringe@gmail.com to see if alternative arrangements can be made. So this is how you will gain your ticket sales at the end of the festival. Within 1 month post-festival, Fringe North will pay out your ticket sales to either this email address through internet e-transfer or through this donation page link. In extreme situations, it may take longer than 1 month if, for example, a donation link fails to take us to the correct spot and we have to contact you about it, or if your bank will not accept our Interact e-transfer, any of those things. We will do our best to get you these funds as soon as possible. Typically, Fringe North provides some opportunities for additional activities during the festival. In the past, this has included things such as busker-style performances, workshops, spoken word features, children's activities, Fringe After Dark, cabaret performances, etc. These have been scheduled in addition to regular show performances and have been admission by donation or pass the hat events. As always, any proceeds from these types of ticket sales have gone directly to the artists. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, these events may look very different or be in digital formats this year. Should these additional activities be able to move forward, please indicate your level of interest in participating. The options for this question include, I am interested in participating in in-person additional activities and want to know more. I am interested in participating in digital additional activities and want to know more. I have ideas about how artists could showcase themselves during the festival. Or I am not interested in these opportunities. Feel free to check more than one box for this question. If you have ideas and have selected the ideas box, please note that below there is an option for you to share what these ideas may be and let us know more. Next is our disclaimer. The Fringe North International Theatre Festival reserves the right to remove any company from participation in the Fringe North Festival, should that company members or any individual member engage in illegal activity, behave unprofessionally, or otherwise place the Fringe North International Theatre Festival itself at risk. Likewise, Fringe North has zero tolerance for homophobia, transphobia, ableism, sexism, misogyny, and racism. Fringe North has zero tolerance for harassment, discrimination, bullying, and violence. By agreeing to participate in the festival, you agree that you will follow the Fringe North Code of Conduct. Fringe North International Theatre Festival reserves the right to cancel performances and activities at any time due to restrictions related to COVID-19 or if festival management feels it is unsafe to proceed. Fringe North International Theatre Festival will strive to provide artists with regular updates on the status of the festival and any changes related to COVID-19. Fringe North International Theatre Festival reserves the right to reject applications where a spot is not guaranteed. Fringe North International Theatre Festival also reserves the right to reject any submitted digital content should any element of it be unsuitable digital quality. This means that the audio is not hearable or the video is not seeable. Anything that falls into those categories. Submissions will not be rejected or censored based on their actual content. While the Fringe North International Theatre Festival will schedule up to 6 performance times per each company, if performances are delayed or interrupted by an act of God, fire, flood, war, public disaster, strikes, or labor difficulties, government enactment, regulation, or order, or any other cause beyond the control of the Fringe North International Theatre Festival, the Fringe North International Theatre Festival shall not be liable for any lost revenues or performance times. Furthermore, should a venue choose to restrict access due to COVID-19, Fringe North International Theatre Festival shall not be held responsible to find a replacement venue or offer additional performances in any way. Down below this, there is an option to accept all the terms. You must accept the terms in order to be included in the festival. Next, there is some additional information regarding registration. Applications and primary contact. Fringe correspondence will only be sent to the primary contact. Only the primary contact is authorized to submit or make any changes to company information. As primary contact, it is your responsibility to share information with the rest of your company, stay up to date on all festival information, ensure timely submission of all requested materials, acquire all applicable permits and the payment of acceptable taxes and fees related to your production at Fringe North. Please add suefringe@gmail.com to your email contact to ensure that correspondence is not caught in any spam filters. Companies accepted into Fringe North International Theatre Festival cannot sell or transfer their spot to another company. If a company is found to have done this, both companies will be removed from the festival and the full application fee will be forfeited. While other performances and crew may choose to be involved in more than one production, they will be responsible for ensuring that no scheduling conflicts prevent or interfere with any of their performances. Fringe North International Theatre Festival will not adjust any scheduling to accommodate performers appearing in more than one production. Double casting is strongly discouraged. Submitting this application indicates that you have read and agreed to all the Fringe North International Theatre Festival policies as summarized above. In this section of the form, you will need to check both boxes in order to be included in the festival. The first allows you to agree that all the responsibilities listed above have been made a copy of and that you have this for your records. The second allows you to agree that by submitting this application, you declare it to be signed. If you are part of a group act, you are declaring that you are signing on behalf of the entire group. Down below this, you can provide the name of your primary contact simply by typing your name. Then we ask you to include the company name and date of the signature. Below this, we have our contact and location information. If you need to reach out for support, feel free. We are always here to help. I hope that this video has helped you understand the form and provided support in this area. If you need further support or continue to have questions, please reach out. Fringe North can be reached by email at suefringe@gmail.com or by telephone at 705-975-0761. That's 705-975-0761. 0761. If you would like to review our artist handbook before applying, please visit www.fringenorth.ca to gain access to this document. Thank you for applying to our festival. We look forward to working alongside you to make your dreams a reality. As mentioned earlier, you will be contacted by May 30th, 2022, letting you know whether or not you will be included in this year's festival. Participation in the festival is granted on a first-come, first-served basis, with 50% of spots held for IPOC artists. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope that it has been helpful and that you enjoy the application process. Thank you for applying to our festival. We look forward to having you in our festival this season and working alongside you to make your dreams a reality. Have a great day. Fringe North, your guiding star to performative arts.